Hello students, we'll learn about civics second chapter, that is fundamental rights and duties. So open page number 100. In this chapter we'll learn how much constitution has given us the protection according to the rights and duties of every citizen. Everyone know about the constitution in the previous class itself. So coming here, page number 100, a right means the authority given to a citizen. It may be a natural right, also like right to live, right for protection to life. It may be legally acceptable right, also like right to equality, right to education, etc. Right means it can be any rights like natural rights also, and they have given you few examples, and we will learn how many rights does the constitution gives us. For the development of individual and the country, some freedom and the rights are inevitable. So, for the development of individual, like a single person, and also the development of a country, there are some rights which cannot be ignored, inevitable, which cannot be avoided. Hence, our constitution has given some fundamental rights to its citizens, so that no one should ignore these rights, like no one should avoid. So, the fundamental rights they have given to us, the constitution. Now, we will learn what are the rights given to us by the constitution. Before that, the meaning of fundamental rights. Fundamental rights are the basic rights given to an individual by the constitution for his development. So, fundamental rights are the basic rights given to every citizen by the constitution for its development. They are the constitutional rights. These are known as constitutional rights. Fundamental rights are important for social life. No one can violate these rights. The fundamental rights are protected by the judiciary. So these rights, what constitution has given us, the fundamental rights, it cannot be violated, and it has been protected by the judiciary. Judiciary is nothing but the system of courts. So if we see someone is violating our rights, then it is our duty to go and complain. Page number 101, types of fundamental rights. Now they have given us rights. Now we will see how many rights and their types. The Constitution of India has prominently provided 6 fundamental rights to the citizen. So there are 6 fundamental rights. It has been provided 6 fundamental rights. Now we will see, first one is right to equality, right to freedom is second, third one right against exploitation, fourth one right to religion, right of religion, fifth one cultural and educational rights, sixth one right to constitutional remedies. Now we will learn about these rights now. First one we have is right to equality. First one is right to equality. Here all are equal before the law. Nobody is above the law. So everyone, doesn't matter who is rich, poor, anyone, they are equal before the law, and no one is above the law. And all deserve equal protection are the aspects included in the right to equality. So there is nothing like a partiality among the higher class, lower class, male, gender or anything. Everyone are protected by the same law. Here the government cannot discriminate on the basis of religion, caste, sector, gender or birth of place. So even government is not having any rights to violate these laws, and what they are telling that they cannot discriminate, they cannot make a partial justice between the people, or between the religions, or between the different castes or gender or place of birth. It cannot restrict to entry to shop, hotel or recreational places to any of its citizens. So even right to equality is also like government officials cannot stop us from going to hotels or going to some recreational places. Recreational places like swimming pools, gardens, gyms and etc. Every individual is having the rights to go, and it cannot be even restrict anyone from using the public wells, tanks, roads and resting places. So even the public gardens, tanks, wells and everything, everyone can use it with like full of freedom. No one is having any rights to stop them. All the opportunity to enter the government services. So there is no discrimination and all the citizens are having equal rights. They can enter into a government profession or services. It cannot forbid anyone from entering the holy places and offer prayers. Like it cannot forbid, like no one can stop from entering to some holy places and worship. We can do whatever we want. We are free to do it and no one can stop. So this is all about right to equality. Here you can see the image 101 down. They have showed how it works. It is equal. Doesn't matter whether male, female and everything. Turn your page 102, page number 102. Second one is right to freedom. Right to freedom. The right to freedom gives in the constitution provides the following to everyone. So now what all the constitution means, right to freedom means right to speech and freedom of expression. You can say whatever you want and you can express whatever you want. No one can stop you or control you by telling it like not to say or not to do this, not to do. Like you are free to do anything you want. Right to participate in a peaceful public meetings. We can also participate in a peaceful public meetings. Right to establish institutions and association. We can also start up the institution and association. Right to travel throughout the country without any restrictions. We can travel anywhere throughout the country from Jammu and Kashmir to Kanyakumari or from Gujarat to West Bengal. Wherever we want we can travel. There is no restrictions. Right to live in any part of India. We are having all the rights to live in any part of India. Right to take up any employment, business or occupation. We are having all the rights wherever we want to go. If we want to do some job, we can go ahead. We can do any business or we can do any occupation whichever we like. There is nothing like pressurized, someone is pressurizing us or someone is controlling us. We are very free to follow all these. Freedom cannot be discharged as one likes, though it is the fundamental rights. The Constitution itself states that the government cannot impose restrictions on individual freedom on certain occasions. So, government itself says there is no restrictions for any individual on any occasions. For example, it restricts from everyone from defaming someone by uncontrolled words or pretext of discharging one's freedom of speech. Also, it will restrict someone, like it restricts everyone from defaming someone, like it cannot say whatever we want. Yes, there is a freedom of speech, but that doesn't mean you say against the country, against the freedom struggles or whatever, against some religious sentiments. There should be some limitations for what we speak and what we express. So we should know what is actually the freedom of speech. Now third one is right against exploitation. AGA. Right against exploitation means the objective of this right is to prevent exploitation of poor, women, children and the weaker section of the society. Normally exploitation means it is like treating unfairly for our own benefits. We cannot treat anyone the way we want. We cannot treat them like as slaves for our own useful, for our own benefits. Like let that be any poor, women, children or any from weaker section. In order to restrict exploitation in the name of religion, caste, gender and sections, the state and the central governments have enforced many laws. So in order to stop these, they have enforced so many laws. The laws are there to prevent all these. For example, taking dowry is punishable offence. So yes, everyone know that dowry is abolished and it is punishable. Even the practices of bonded labor is prohibited. Employing children in a certain industries such as beedi making, mining and cracker manufacturing have been banned. So some some children, they'll be working in some hazardous or dangerous industries like crackers and all, even that is stopped. stop, like it is illegal. The children are expected to get the education till the age of 14 years. So there is a free and compulsory education for the children till 14 years and no one can use them. If they found anywhere below 14 and they are working, then they are punishable under the law. So this is right to exploitation. Now fourth one is right to freedom of religion. Right to freedom of religion means the citizen of India have the rights to accept and follow the religion of their own choice. No one can tell us that which religion we need to follow. We all live in a secular country and we are free to follow any religion we want. Everyone has the right to observe their religious practices without disturbing the peace, discipline, hygiene in the mind. So we are having, and we can follow any religion, keeping like we should not disturb the peace, discipline and hygiene in our minds. The constitution also prohibits the religious conversion by force, temptation or by falsehood. So like no one can tell, if you like no one can tempt us or tell some false stories or like forcefully convert us into from one religion to other religion. It is our own will. If we want to get converted, we can convert, but no one can force us or tempt us to get converted. We can follow whichever religion we want. So this is about right to freedom of religion. Open page 104, cultural and educational rights. So fifth one you have is, I'll rub this. Let me write first. Cultural and educational rights. This is the fundamental right, protects the cultural and the education interest of the minorities. People have rights to protect their own language, script or culture. The minorities have the rights to establish educational institutions and manage them. The educational institutions of the minorities should adhere to the rules stipulated by the government. So especially these rights are made for the minorities. Minorities are having all the rights to go to schools and also can save their cultural habits and traditions. Also, they can also protect their own language, script, whatever they are having, and they are having rights to commence or to start up their own business or some education association. They are having all the rights like educational institutions, but the duty of these people is to follow the government. Whatever the government is giving the rules, we need to follow them. By this we can have this cultural and educational rights. Sixth one is right to constitutional remedies. I will write it here. Rights to constitutional violation of the fundamental rights. This means if any of these 5 laws which are getting violated, then we are having this right to constitutional remedies. We can use this sixth right. Now what does it say? This is known as the right to constitutional remedies. Other rights can be protected by the way of protecting this right. If you want to protect these rights, if some rights is being violated, then you can follow the rights to constitutional remedies. In these rights, what we need to do is, fundamental rights and duty means they are directly given to its citizen by the constitution. So I have already told you fundamental rights and duties means which the constitution gives us, the duties and rights. Any individual of the organization and or the institutions such as parliament, assembly and judicial means groups, official groups, police departments and any other public institutions are restricted from violating them. No matter how big a person is or a minister is, they are having no rights to violate these rights of an individual. a citizen. In the event of violation, the aggrieved person can directly approach the High Court or the Supreme Court and seek the redressal. In the event of violation of the fundamental rights and duties, writ petition can be filed either in the State High Court or the Supreme Court of India. So, if any person is trying to violate or someone is pressurizing us and they are violating these rights, we are having all the rights to go to Supreme Court or to the High Court, and we can have this right to constitutional remedy is nothing but going to the courts and filing a petition or signing some petition that they are violating our rights. We are having all rights and we can go to the courts and seek the justice. So this is all about the rights. First right is right to equality. All are equal. Right to freedom. No one can control us. Right against exploitations. No one is having no one can tell us that we are slaves and all. Right to freedom of religion. We can follow any religions with some. We should also respect the sentiments. Cultural and educational rights. Till 14 years it is compulsory education, and we can also start. Minorities can also start their own educational institutions. If these rights, to protect these rights, we are having the sixth right, that is right to constitutional remedies. If someone is violating or doing some injustice to us, we can write a letter or we can go to High Court and Supreme Court. So this is all about rights. Now we will see what are the duties. Everyone know we got these rights. Now we will see what are the duties of a citizen that to be followed. Whatever the constitution has given, we need to follow it. Now, in the constitution, we have 11 fundamental duties which are included. There are totally 11 fundamental duties. Now listen carefully, open page 105, okay. Here, first is to represent the constitution, to respect the constitution, national flag and national anthem. It is the duty of every citizen, every people of our country, of India, to respect national flag, national anthem and also our national constitution and everything. It is our duty to respect it. To follow the noble ideas that inspire our struggle for the freedom. So whatever the freedom struggle have done for our country, for freeing to the India, for the freedom of our country, we need to follow those noble ideas. To protect the unity of India. Doesn't matter how much we are diverse, but at the end we need to be united. We need to protect the unity. To defend the motherland, the mother India, we need to protect, we need to defend our country Bharat, our country India. To promote the spirit of a common brotherhood amongst all the people of India. So we need to have this sportive spirit that we all are brothers. We need to be in a brotherhood, friendly way with each other. To preserve the rich heritage, we are having India is a land of heritage, and it is our duty. It is a duty of every individual to prevent it, to preserve it. To protect and improve the natural environment, whatever the nature we are having, the God-gift nature, what we are having, it is the duty of every citizen to protect it. To develop the scientific temper and the spirit of inquiry. Now, we need to get advanced by the time, and we need to have the spirit of inquiry. Why it is this way? Why can't we do this way? What is this? What is not? How is it possible? We need to keep reasoning and we need to have that spirit of knowing and learning things. To safeguard public property and give up the violence. So it is the duty of every individual in our country that we need to save, we need to protect the public things, the public properties, and wherever there is a violence, we should stay far and we should stop. We should at least try to stop, and we should not participate in any kind of violence. To strive towards the excellence in all the spheres of individual and collective activities. So we need to strive to do some good collective activities. The parents or the guardians should provide an opportunity for education to their children from age 6 to 14. So from age 6 to 14, it is the duty of our parents that they should send to the school, or else they are punishable under the law. There is a compulsory education from the age of 6 to 14 years. And they have added it later on. Before it was not there. This 11th duty is added later on after freedom. Now open page 106. In case the citizen does not discharge any of his fundamental duties, the government cannot question it in the court of law. Even then, all the citizens are expected to do their duties with self-motivation. Now see, many people don't follow the duties, but they are not having, like, there's already so many cases and all, we cannot follow each and